lathe is a little noisy. What I'm going to show you is how I make the oilers for Glocks, so you can get an idea that this takes quite a bit of time to make these. But I hate those little bitty hand oilers that you can buy. Quite a bit of time to make these. But I hate those little bitty hand oilers that you can buy from any clock supply house, or you can get them at online, and I sell them, by the way. But I don't. I like these taller ones that I make. It takes quite a lot of work to do these. I do them right. Do them so that they're probably uniform. So this is just one of them that I bought. Now I already put the decoration on the back of this, called Knurling. This is not, I had a really nice one, and I don't know where, I believe I loaned it to another machinist friend of mine, and I don't think I got it back. So this one came when I bought these tool posts from China. These are not real great, they do work though. But I like the quick change. See if we can do this right now. I'm just going to leave this just a pinch over so that we can square it up in a minute. A little chatter, but nothing too bad. I was going to catch that before it did that, but I didn't. All right. Now I normally cut about 10 of these at a time, but for practical purposes, we'll just do one. And I know my lathe is a mess. That's because I've been working on a watch case. And I've been doing a lot of aluminum cutting. I think we'll put the knurling back in. Plenty of oil. Okay. That's done. A lot of steps to making these. I should probably write them down so I do them the same exact way each time. I like uniformity, so if I'm selling them, and I do sell these, I want them all to be about exactly the same so you know what you're getting. So, with that being said, let's just make this one. And we'll move on from there. It's a disgrace to leave this lathe this messy. I promise I'm going to clean it up. I just haven't had time. So, and my quick change chuck that I bought a couple years ago, a jaw tooth broke off, and I don't think you can find any. I don't remember where I even bought it. It wasn't that expensive, but alrighty. Strip. I got to rebuild this lathe. I already built all the bearings in the head, but something's not quite right in there, and I'm going to have to take it apart. And see what's going on. Well, for one thing, this is an old jet and it's old. And I don't think I bought it from a friend of mine. A lot of years ago. And I traded him a I think a camera. Oh no, I traded him a little CNC milling machine or lathe. He never got it fixed. It was missing a motor serval inside the electronics. Phone's gonna drive me crazy today. I shouldn't let that bother me. They're probably orders. All right. One oiler, oops, what did I do here? One oiler coming up. I make two of these, one smaller for the longer oiling rod. I use, if you look on my website, you'll see we use two of these. One for grease, so that you can grease the hammers and the cams on your clocks, and this other one I use for oiling. And these work so much better than them little dinky hand pieces. Maybe everybody else likes them. I don't know. I don't. So I like this much better. These you can hold on to. You can reach inside the clock and if you have to, but sometimes you just can't reach an oil zerk on the outside or an oil cup, and these work just perfect for that. You can get anywhere you want with this. So these take about 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. So they're worth every bit of what I charge for them. And I do put the oilers in them. I make those too. Well, I buy them and then I disassemble them and I reassemble them. So, one last little trick here. There we go. So now you see how an oiler is made. Okay. One last step is to put the clock oiler in a little bit of Loctite. Let that sit for about 20 or 30 minutes and you have a clock oiler, and a very nice one at that. These are nice because you can reach down in between the clock and hit an oil area. You can oil all the regular oilers, oil wells. Anyway, these are fragile enough, but so you don't want to bend on them. And yes, I do carry inserts. They're $6 for an insert. So if you do break one off, or you drop it, or you bend it, and I broke a couple of these, but for the money, these are well worth their time to invest in. And you have a little protection cap on it. So I hope you like this little video, and these are on my website, and I'll leave you a link to the website. And by the way, I do sell the oil too. This is Red Dragon oil, and I'm going to do a little quickie how to oil a clock with this. And I want to show you something which is just simply amazing with this oil. There just is no finer oil out there on the market, and this is the only oil to use. It comes in 3 different or 4 different sizes. This is I think this is a ½ ounce bottle, which will last you a long time. I put 2. I have one here in the shop, and then I put one in my carrying case. There's a little seal unit that goes inside these for the bigger ones. I think I've used this one. Yeah, I have. Anyway, the cap's got a little seal on it, and prevents it from leaking out all over the place. But I use these little lids, which I send with it when you buy one, and you can put a little bit of oil in there, and then you got a little lid that goes over on top. That protects that oil so you don't waste any oil, because this stuff's not cheap, and it's not really exorbitant. It's not like some of the higher priced oils. And the ones that are called clock oils, they're just so thin. They have no viscosity to them. This has been this is a 100% synthetic oil. Red Dragon oil, clock oil, you get the idea. It's probably imported, but I have never seen an oil that's better than this. So I'm going to show you. I make these little darn it, I make these little grease oilers, and let's see if I got any. You also get one of these when you buy the kit. This is a special oil or grease, and this grease does not run like you know, when it gets at a certain temperature. It's non-caustic, so it will not hurt the plastic or anything that's on the hammers. So, you know, there's plastic gears, there's plastic cams anymore. Everything's going to plastic, which I despise. But so these also go into a little bit smaller unit, and they stick in about here. But this gives you plenty of room to get around and oil all the cams on the hammers on your clock, and any other cams that are on the front, the strike cam and the star cam. This makes it so nice to get in there. So you get 2 oilers, like I said, and I'm not trying to push anything on anybody. You know, you do what you want to do. But I do not like the light grade $100 bottles of clock oil when you can buy this stuff and it lasts twice as long, and the lubrication capacity on this is just unreal. So I've never, like I said, never come up with, there's no better clock oil out there in the market. This is the best, and it's private labeled for me. And I'll tell you, when I first ordered this, I thought I was ordering a 5-ounce bottle, and about 3.5 weeks later, to my surprise, came 5 gallons of this at an astronomical price. And I about choked because it was going to cost more to ship it back than it was. Might just as well buy it, so I did. You know, I didn't realize they had hit my credit card that hard. But anyway, that's how I got started with this stuff, and it's so amazing. I've used it on just about everything, every clock you could think of. It's not any good for watches or pocket watches, but it works on every other kind of clock, little electric movements, you name it, it works fine on them. And in fact, I think I've even used a tiny bit of this on the hinges of my car. And it's just it's this stuff is you don't want to do that, by the way, because it's too expensive to do that. You can get some spray oil or something, spray the hinges when they start squeaking. But I use this also on my Arkansas something, and can't think, but Arkansas Stone, and I use this same oil on them too as well. It carries all the metal filings and stuff from your graver. So with that, you get one of these, you get two of these if you buy the kit. You can buy this all separate. You can buy the tools separate. You get the little grease, and this grease is amazing. It won't. It's not caustic, and it doesn't screw up with anything else. So you know, the old oils that I've used. And I've used, tube boilers or syringe oilers, and after about, I'm going to say 5, 6, 7 months, you know, if you're not, depending on how much you use the oiler, but the rubber deal, the rubber backing that's inside there, that, let me go get you one. Hold on for just a second, and I'll grab one here. I haven't used these for a very long time. I used to use these little tubes before I started using these oilers like this. And on this is, I'm not going to give you the name. You can guess what it is though. But this has a rubber sponge in there that you can use it to force your oil out. And after about 6 months, these deteriorate, and black crap starts coming off and getting into the oil. So you know how caustic that oil might be. And it's not good on your clock either, by the way, I don't think. And I used it for years and years and years, for 20 years, until I stumbled across this about 3.5, 4 years ago. And from then on, I have never used anything else but this. And like I said, when it lubricates the shaft and the pinions, wow, it does a nice job, and it doesn't capulate out of there. It stays right where you put it. So you owe it to yourselves, clockmakers, even if you're new, to try a bottle of this and see how well it works for you. So that's also on my website, and there is kits, and I think I might drag one of the kits out and show you what they are here. So I'll let you go. I get to rattling too long, so, and I'm trying to keep these down to 15 minutes or less. So YouTubers, thanks for watching. And happy oiling days with you, and happy clock days. Thanks for watching.